All right, just getting started. Give me a second so I can see everything that's going on in here. Make sure I'm on here. Let's see here. Let's see here. What are we doing? Still getting used to this. Still getting used to this. So forgive me. What's going on, Parks? How are you today? Thanks for joining me. We're here kind of early, so I just want to make sure that I got it started on time. I'm going to do this a little differently. Do this a little bit differently, because I can't figure this out. So I can't see what I want to see. Tonight, going with the Paul Gamarian. This is a 20th anniversary Paul Gamarian. I haven't even got it started yet. We'll get to that in a second. I can't see what I want to see on this feed, so I'll do it that way. Let me see. Take away the sound. All right. So it was Paul Gamarian, and we got the Glenlivet 18. So now we'll go ahead and get it cut, lit, and start to smoke. And we'll really get into what we're talking about today. If you saw the message I sent, we're going to talk about that video, the infamous video, what that all means, and why I took it down. It's pretty interesting, the story about it. I'll get all into it. I got my notebook here. We're really going to get into it, and we'll see what else we can do. Mr. Parks, thanks for joining me. Glad you're here. Maduro, what Maduro did you have? What brand? What company? I do like a good Maduro. It's some good rum. DAVS, what's going on? How are you? Thanks for coming. And this is an old one. I think this is from 2017, if I'm not mistaken. Hey guys, don't forget to hit the like button so more people can see this video. How's the sound? The sound coming in through good? We'll get started. It's still not even 6 o'clock yet. We'll get started in a second. Thanks for joining me, guys. Okay, thanks for that. Thanks for letting me know about the sound. Now, this is only my second time dealing with StreamYard. StreamYard's a good way to really have some fun with these live videos. And for an example, I can bring people on if you're so inclined. So you see that link on there? If you want to come on, I'll put that, you can click that link, and then I can actually invite you on and we can talk, be part of the panel without just being in the chat. Kenneth, how you doing? Thanks for joining me. Thanks for joining me. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad to be here with you guys. Thanks for joining me. Again, it's not even 6 o'clock yet, so we're not going to get too deep or get going yet. And then just so I don't have to repeat myself too many times, I know I will have to, and it's not a big deal. But I'll get into the video. It's going to be pretty, I guess, exciting video for the live stream. For those of you coming in and didn't see the subject matter today, the subject matter is going to be about that video I put out and subsequently pulled. And we're going to talk about why I pulled it and everything else. It's a pretty interesting story. Hope everybody's Sunday is going well. Happy Easter. Can't forget about that. Happy Easter. Thanks for coming out on your Easter Sunday. So I'm glad you're able to take some time out of your day to come talk to me. And if you're DAVS, it's just your late afternoon. And this is a rather large cigar, so this video might be longer than the other days. This is the Paul Gamarian Symphony 20th anniversary. This is a really, I love this cigar. I love Paul Gamarian. If you're not familiar, this is a smaller boutique brand, but it's actually made in the Davidoff factory in Dominican Republic. So basically, I can't say basically a Davidoff, but it's Davidoff-like, very Davidoff-like. But it doesn't have the price tag of Davidoff. What it does have that other brands don't have is age. They don't put out new cigars at all. And that's my thing. I don't like new cigars. That's why I have so many humidors. I like to age my cigars, and it makes the experience so much better. And the distilled aged spirit today is the Glenlivet 18. It's a pretty damn good Glenlivet. I've had other Glenlivets. Which one is that? I can't remember the name of it. It is the one that's trying to be like the Caribbean cast of Balvenie, and it falls short. It falls short. I can't remember what it was. Some kind of Caribbean I believe it was aged or finished in Caribbean, not Caribbean, in rum cask. It wasn't very good at all. All right, guys, we got 5 people in the on the video. Got my people in the chat. I guess we'll get started. This is gonna be this is gonna be something. That's why I took notes. I said to myself, I'm not gonna miss anything. I'm gonna get right into it, but not miss anything. So I took notes and I have notes here. So let's go ahead and get started. And if you have any questions, if you want to stop me a second and ask a question or add something, make sure you go ahead and do that in the chat. So I pulled the Watch Collector Imposter, the Imposter Watch Collector video. And the long and short of it is I got to know Justin Hayes. That's the long and short of it. So let's go into the long. Word got to him, and it was I guess one of his fans who also watched my videos, I guess, notified him through email and told him that I made the video. So he watched the video and he lost his damn mind, went crazy, and it was making all kinds of accusations and not just accusations, but he was making threats to me, and that's why I pulled the video. No, that's not what happened at all. The exact opposite. He took it really, really well. He took it as like, not really. I mean, he didn't. He took it as if it was just business, or he took it as he didn't care. And honestly speaking, with how many views it had, it probably didn't mean anything to him, and it shouldn't mean anything to him. But he took it even better than I could ever expect it, to the point where he in the sense he flipped me. He was like, oh well, this is a situation and this is why this was happening and everything else. So he talked about the shoe rack and clothes rack behind him, and he explained to me why he had it. And I couldn't have there's no way I could have anticipated his answer. And excuse me if there's stuff behind. I live in a neighborhood with dogs, and the lady's talking to her dog, if you can hear that behind you. So what happened, he explained that he didn't, I'm gonna add this in. He didn't say this, but if he had a walk-in closet, because I said, if you have a super expensive watch, a $25,000 watch that costs probably more than $25,000, worth more than $25,000, but if you have a watch that expensive, you should have a walk-in closet. And he explained that the reason why he had a shoe rack is because his wife took up all the closet space. So even if he had, I'm adding this, even if he had a walk-in closet, he still would have that shoe rack because his wife took up all the space. And I was like, wow, I can understand that. I really get that. That makes perfect sense. Wow, that made perfect sense. That's why you had a shoe rack, because he's a married man like me, and it's a lot of concessions you make when you're married. And that was his concession, to be kicked out of the closet. Damn. Then he addressed the bookcase, and he made a joke of it, because it was not from IKEA, it was from eBay. So it could be from IKEA still, but it was from eBay, meaning that it's not that expensive. Could have been more expensive, but it's not that expensive. And I was like, yeah, okay. And then he didn't say anything about, well, don't call me an imposter. He wasn't aggressive. He was very gentlemanlike, very, very gentlemanlike. And I was surprised how well he took it. And that was pretty professional of him to talk to me that way. And then he finds me on Instagram. He DMs me on Instagram. And the conversation we had on Instagram was pretty damn cordial. And I was like, oh. I felt like an asshole. Probably because I was. Probably because, that he's a pretty genuine guy. I just didn't understand why he would do what he did. And maybe that watch is absolutely, that super expensive watch is his everyday watch. And I was like, that's enough. That's enough. There's no need to have that out there. There's no need to have that video out there when he's such a genuine person. So I pulled it. And then I came to another conclusion. That I don't want to do any other video like that ever again. I didn't want to put that video out. That it bothered me. And when I made the video, if you look at the video, it's gone now. I made a video about how didn't like how someone would tell me to go buy a Rolex. Just that would make my watch collection better by buying a Rolex, any Rolex. They didn't say any Rolex, they said Rolex, which bothers me because that would be just like a sheep. I'd be a sheep. And I'm just buying something and not liking what I want. But if you look at that, the clothes I'm wearing are the same clothes. So I've been sitting on that video for a while, but I hadn't had any time to make videos. And so I was stuck. I'm like, I got to keep this algorithm in check. YouTube likes when you're making a lot of videos, and I wanted to put that video out only because I had nothing, because I was sitting on it and I was like, I don't know if I like this video. I don't know if I like what it's trying to say or what I'm trying to convene or what it actually was. So I definitely had reservations on putting it out, and I did anyway. And I didn't like it, but I was like, fine, I'll just put it out there because YouTube likes it when you're spitting out more and more and more content. And so put it out, got people talking, and I don't care about the other people talking. I was like, yeah, I'm not worried about you guys. But when talking to Justin, I'm like, wow, I think I made a mistake. And I knew I didn't want to put the video out in the first place. So that's why it was so easy to pull. And yeah, I'm not going to do anything like that ever again. There's a couple reasons why. Also, I wanted to talk about why I did the video in the first place, because some of you are going to probably be saying, so well, why'd you do the video in the first place? It's because I'm a fighter and I like to fight. I like to fight. I like to get in arguments. I like to be outspoken, and I like to be actually, physically, literally, I like to fight. When I was younger, I was in kickboxing, MMA, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, and all that stuff. I loved it. I love to go and fight. And for me, I'm not a big guy. I'm a regular sized person. I'm not tall. I'm not little, but I've never been the biggest, strongest. It's rare that never been the biggest, strongest person in the room. But I was usually the baddest motherfucker in the room. Problem is, I got to show I'm the baddest motherfucker in the room. And in order to do that, you have to be a good fighter. And I love to fight. That was my thing. But I love to fight most of the time in a controlled environment. But also, if you didn't know, I've joined the military, joined the Marine Corps. I'll be honest with you, I have no combat experience. I got deployed for the war, but I have no combat experience. So I don't mind saying that. But I've had some experience being a police officer. No shootings, but a lot of hands-on experience where you're fighting as a police officer. And I had. Problem is, sometimes when you get in a fight, you lose. Sometimes you get in a fight, get punched in the nose, and your nose blows up and you have blood all over the place. That happens too. Sometimes you get beat. And figuratively, I got beat. I got in a fight, and he beat me with Tai Chi. He didn't beat me by punching me in giving me a hook. He took my energy and threw me across the room. I was like, ooh, it's over. That's what happened. That's what happened. Okay, let's go into we'll get back to that part about the video. We'll go into what people are saying on the chat. See Park, some people with my timepieces sometimes come off like snobs, even if they are decent guys. Yeah, I felt that. I felt that. Matt, hey, what's going on? Frank Glenn-Levitt, 18 is my favorite next to McAllen, 15 and Blue Label. Ooh. See, that's the fight in me right there. That's the fight in me right there. And I'll argue with you on this one. I don't think the Blue Label's any good. I've had the Blue Label, and I was extremely disappointed in the Blue Label. I think I think Johnny Walker Blue Label isn't nowhere near their better one. I think the 15 year, the green label, is so much better than the Blue Label. Honestly, I think the Blue Label just looks better. Blue Label with that blue glass looks awesome. As far as the actual product, I don't know. I cannot agree that is a good one. If it's your favorite, it's your favorite. I can't tell you that you shouldn't like it, but I don't understand why you like it. You can tell me why you like it, and I have to take your word for it. That's why you like it. But to like those other things, it makes perfect sense. Oh, Dave. Okay, you did Tai Chi DAVS. Nice. Yeah. Justin used my energy against me, like any good martial art, because that's not the only martial art you do that. But like any good martial art, he used my energy against, and he was like, "No, I'm not that kind of person, and you got me completely wrong." And I'm like, "Okay." Oh wow, what was that? Can you guys see that? Frank, okay, in hot weather, Scotch because it's better. I noticed the Blue Label. You got to put more. I don't know what else you're saying there. But anyway, as I was saying, I'm also outspoken. I don't let people just tell me, "Hey, this is the way we're going to do it," and it's the wrong way. A lot of us have been to places, been employed by people, and they'll say that's the way we've always done it. And then come to find out that's not the way. That's not the way that the company wanted it. It's not the way it's done properly, or it's not the right way done safely. And I've always been the person to say, no, this doesn't make any sense. When everybody else is like, yeah, okay, yeah, okay. I'm like, no, no, I don't get why you want us to do this way, and this is not the right way. Well, this is the way it's always been. I'm not that guy. I don't do it the way it's always been because it's always been. I do it the right way. And if the way we always done it should be changed to our official way of doing it, then. So that's what happened, and that's why I pulled the video. For those of you who wanted more or wanted a different reason or think it's a different reason, okay, all right. No, I haven't had the island green because that's not my profile. I don't like that kind of flavor profile of the island green because it goes into more of the other, what is that, the other regions of Scotland. It's not the same. The green and the island green is completely different. It's not a variation of the green. So that's why I haven't had the island green, because I didn't want it. And yeah, I know, I saw it at the duty free before, and I was like, this looks interesting. I read the box, like, nope, that's not my style. Not my style. I'm not a smoky PD type guy. So now what? Now that I pulled the video, now what? Now, for of you listening, listen real good. This video right here, this video right here, this is the last Charles Walhingford video I'm going to have. I'm not going to put out another video here on Charles Walhingford. I'm not going to do another video with cigars or possibly even alcohol on YouTube, period. I might have it in the video coming up, but I'm not going to talk about it. It's not going to be the highlight because there's not going to be any more Charles Walhingford videos or Charles Walhingford channel videos, period. I'm not doing it anymore. I've looked at my numbers, and there's no way I'm going to get to 10,000 more subscribers by the end of the year, because I haven't even got 1,000 more subscribers now. And it is because YouTube is shadow banning me. YouTube does not like cigar content, and it doesn't matter what I put out. They are governing the views that I am getting. There's no way that I will have such low numbers. No way I have such low numbers, and I'm putting out this many videos every week, have over 10,000 subscribers, and I'm covering things that people want to see. I haven't had numbers this low since I first started years ago. Mumra, what's going on? I'm glad you're visiting me for the last time on here. Now, I do have plans. There's a couple things that I have planned to do. And I was thinking about this when I first made the video of my possibility of me calling it quits. And I've been telling people to join me on Facebook, be a friend on Facebook, because I have a couple videos that I already shot. It's not used shooting the video and not putting it out. I have a video that's ready to go, and it's cigar pairing, and I'll be putting that out on Facebook. Only Facebook, not YouTube. I'm not going to put out any more content on this particular channel. I actually have another channel. I have another channel on YouTube that I just started to see how it would go. It's different subject matter. It's about being a parent, being a father, and being married, being happily married. And I have been married, for those who don't know, I have been married for over 20 years. In a couple weeks, I'll be married for 22 years. And so I want to tell people and help people and get people understanding why and how a person can be happily married for so long. I think, and I know that is a way to fix a lot of the problems that are in this country today. And I mean, a lot of them, I mean, pretty much all of them. I actually work King Kong. I was on Rumble. I am on Rumble. If you go to Rumble, you can actually find my videos on Rumble. A lot of you can't see them for some reason, but they're on Rumble. I actually put a link into my other channel. It's called Uncle Walhingford. So if you look up Uncle Walhingford in the chat, you'll see it on here. But if you look up Uncle Walhingford, that's my other channel. I don't have hardly any subscribers. And if you're interested, go on to there. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to just make videos about family. I'm going to make videos about marriage and everything else, but everything connected to them. So I'm going to be pulling a couple videos and uploading them onto that channel, the style and clothing videos. I'm going to be putting them there. But yeah, I tried to put them on Rumble, and if you go to Rumble, you'll find my videos there. The recent videos I put up, because I made it so that if you upload a video onto YouTube, it'll also go onto Rumble. So my videos are also on Rumble. As I said, I'm not going to put any more videos here on this channel. I'll do other videos on YouTube, but it will be under Uncle Wallingford. It won't be any more cigar videos and any more alcohol videos. Again, YouTube has shadow banned me in all my content on Charles Wallingford, so that only a small videos trickle through and get to some of you, and it's not getting to most of the people. And it's I can't do it anymore. It's just not worth my time to do those videos. I work real hard to get them going and shoot them, and then nobody can watch them. And it's not working. So for the next couple months, I'll be putting videos on Uncle Wallingford. And if I don't get a certain amount of views and subscribers, I'll just call it all together. And with calling it all together, a lot of the videos, I'm not going to allow YouTube to make money off of me while I'm just sitting here making or trying to make good content or whatever. Thank King Kong. Thank you for subscribing. I got 4 now. So that's what's going on with me, guys. And I'll give you a little, because I'll be doing live videos there too. I'm going to do live videos there, but we won't be talking about our usual stuff because YouTube doesn't like it. So I won't mention, I might have a cigar in the video, but I won't mention it. I'll probably have alcohol in the video. I may not mention it, or I won't put it in written form at all. And I keep talking, so my cigar is going out. This is a big cigar, and I'm not going to waste this one. This is a really, really nice cigar. And like I said, this is my last video talking about cigars or whatever. But I will tell you about this one. This is a fantastic cigar. And if you're the kind of person, a lot of times people ask me, hey, what are some good cigars that taste like Cubans or similar to Cubans? Paul Gamerian is probably the closest on a regular basis that are Cuban like. You're not smoking a Cuban, but it has a very similar profile. All right, Parks, thanks for subscribing, and I'll see you there. On a second note, also make sure you look at that channel in case I get shadow banned there. I will be putting out videos. Again, we're going to go into clothing and style. That's how I'll talk about watches. I'll talk about watches still, probably in a different way. We'll be talking about watches, but we'll be talking about wearing clothes, wearing the right clothes, putting together good ensembles, talking about how you can do it and afford it and look really good. And that goes with being married. Like, how does that have to go with being married? I look at people who are having a hard time with getting relationships and being in relationships and staying in a relationship. And one of the things that I see is the way people are dressing right now. And you may have seen it in my stop wearing sweatpants video, that we are making ourselves weak with the way we're dressing because we don't care. We're not putting care into what we're wearing. And what goes along with that, and the next stage, and something I'm delving into recently, is fragrances with cologne. If you're not going to dress good, you're not going to worry about cologne. You're not going to spend $100, $150, $200, $300, because some fragrances can be very expensive. You're not going to spend that much money if you're just wearing sweatpants, even if you're just wearing the silly joggers. It's not going to happen. Did the video go out, guys? Mumra just said no video or just me. Let me know if the video is not here. Let me know what's going on. I think YouTube got me already. Let me check my other feed. It'll let me know what's going on. Let me see here. Let me see what's going on. See what is going on with me. If I'm having some problem, maybe I've been talking to myself all this time. I'll figure it out in a second. Not sure what happened. I think we're here. I think I'm still alive. Yeah, I'm still alive. It maybe just went out for a second, or I'm still there, still here. Okay, maybe it went out for a second for you, or maybe it went out for a second with me. I don't know, but I'm here. I'm here. It looks like I'm here in the mix. What's up? I mean, you're in the mix. Unknown, what's going on? Thanks for coming. So to recap, if you just joined me, you're live. Unknown, I'm going to let you know this is my last video on this channel. I'm not doing another video on this channel. Charles Walhingford will no longer be putting out videos on here. I'll be on another channel called Uncle Walhingford, but I won't be talking about cigars or alcohol, and I believe that's because YouTube has effectively shadow banned me. What's my feelings on Zippo? I don't know. I think it's not a bad idea if you have that cool flame. A lot of times, the larger cigars you forces you to use the jet flame. So if you have a larger cigar, you may not want to have the Zippo because it's a soft flame, and it'll take a little bit longer. I don't know about the Zippo fluid. I think maybe that's why people don't use the Zippo, but I think it's the similar fluid that you use for the other lighters. But I may be wrong. I'm not sure. I've never used a Zippo. I've never known other people that I look fondly about, or was who taught me a thing or two about cigars, use Zippos. If you like a cool flame, a lot of people like to use these spills. That's what I use. I use the spills if I want to do really, really do the ceremony of lighting a cigar the right way, I like to use the spills rather than any type of lighter. Well, I know Zippos, people like to collect them. It can be a real serious collector's item. So, Mumra, about the cologne, we're going to talk about what's the right cologne to have. If you're not familiar, the right cologne depends on the time of the year and what you're trying to accomplish. And with the cologne and being married, that's something that adds to the bond and the connection, and also it helps you with not being so regular and usual. When you're married, it can get real old. It can get old quick. And little small things like doing things new, getting a different haircut, keeping your face in it, or changing your face, getting a beard or getting rid of your beard. Women like new things. They like to do things that's familiar, but like any human, things can get old on them, and that's one of the things that a good fragrance, a good cologne can do for you. Then also, if I've talked to some women lately about colognes and stuff. Why? Well, I know why. I know why more men don't wear them, but women love a good cologne, and it could be your woman, and you can spice up a relationship with a good cologne. And part of the reason why people don't wear cologne like they used to, because you bump into people or you walk around people, you notice that people don't wear cologne like they used to, and it's because of the dress. So if you're not willing to wear this, that, and the other, you're also not willing to put on cologne, especially how much cologne costs. Cologne can be expensive. A good cologne costs as much as a good bottle of alcohol. Right, back to the Zippo thing. I do remember that. I just couldn't remember what it was. I was just steered away from Zippos so long ago that I couldn't remember why. And I know when I worked in a cigar lounge, no one bought them. I never sold a Zippo ever. I never sold a Zippo in a cigar lounge. We had a big, nice display of Zippos. I never sold a Zippo ever. Yeah. See, the problem with the doing a clash action lawsuit, and that's what I absolutely would have grounds to do that, is that I haven't made enough money for it to really be worth it. Um, I probably could, maybe I could put the argument that I would blow up, but would it be worth the money to put towards getting a lawyer, and if it probably had to be me organizing it. I might look into it. That's something to think about. Maybe other people are feeling the same way, but I don't know if it would just be worth the time and effort, because the little bit of money I would have still had lost, even if I was much better. If I got 20,000 subscribers, like I did, like I plan on doing, or planned, if I got 20,000 subscribers, that's nowhere near how much I would need to really be something special. If you are thinking about starting a YouTube channel, and you want to know what is the point where I can probably quit my job. Of course, it depends on where you live and everything else, and how much money you already make and everything else. but I would say the number, if there was a number, it would be 100,000. At 100,000, that's when you start considering, okay, maybe this is something I need to do as a full time, and I don't do it full time. So, well, uh, unknown. As I said before, I on earlier when I was talking earlier about the new content that I'm going to be talking about marriage and everything else. I truly believe, and I have plenty of evidence to believe that all our problems, especially in the United States, is due to our inability to stay together and stay married, and that and we have a such fractured society, and we're so separate, and it starts from our smallest level of our family level, and having that's fracture it, everything else is very susceptible. And we as a society thought that it's okay. We've done so well that so many people can survive and without being married. We thought everything was okay, but we're not surviving, because I'm reading a book right now, very good book. I advise anybody to look into it, and I'll talk about it on the next channel. But I'm reading The Boy Crisis, and we have a terrible, terrible situation right now with our young men. Our young men are taking a huge hit. Our young men are in serious trouble, and we're pretending like it's not that big of a deal. It is a big deal. And we've done so much to help women, and we left boys behind. And one of the things as I got into, or I'm talking about, is the sweatpants. With the sweatpants isn't just one thing. The sweatpants are connected to playing video games and watching porn all day. And so when you start mixing those things together and understand how they're connected to each other, that's where we're at. And then if you're going to buy a nice watch, and that's why I got into this little tiff about how he can afford to buy one thing, but he can't afford to buy the other. If you buy a nice watch, you buy clothes that reflect how nice your watch is, what else are you going to do? You're going to wear nice other things, or do nice other things, and do nice other things. You're going to want to go out and wear these nice clothes. And if you're buying all these things, you want to go somewhere. And if you're not going somewhere because you're in the house playing video games, wearing sweatpants, watching porn all day, then we're making weak people. And it's going to sound bad to some people and probably no one listening, but men are what set the tone. Men are what keeps this country and or any nation going, because we have to do the fighting. We have to do the fighting on a holistic level, on a physical level, on any type of level. We do the fighting because we should be naturally tuned and trained on fighting in different ways, in different conflicts, and how to address these conflicts. A lot of them, our young men, do not know how, or afraid to address conflicts. And it's because we have not trained them, and we've trained our women so well, but we haven't trained our boys to deal with our well-trained women. Well, unknown. That's a good angle. That's a very good angle to go that way. And Frank, yes, yes, I truly believe Kevin Samuels was going in that direction. He was going in that direction, and and if you look at it, and I had an argument with people, and they could, because they didn't want to believe it, but one of the biggest things that black people believe that they don't have this and that in this country still. And the biggest thing, which I agree with, that black people don't have generational wealth. If anything that they don't have as a whole, more black people don't have generational wealth. And I agree, but you can't have generational wealth with a divorce. You can't have generational wealth having it being a norm of having baby mamas. And that is what's wrong. And we people believe that there's another way. There's not another way. There's not another way of having generational wealth without having a family. And you can't have the destruction of the family while we do it. And I truly believe that was a plan, not for black people, but a plan altogether for all people to make people mindless, stupid, weak. And how do you do it? You attack the men. You attack the men and destroy the families. That way you'll have constant separation and people won't work together because you're not used to working with people when you don't have a family. You're not used to having a lot of these young men have serious problems with authority. Well, if you don't have a father in the house, you don't learn the authority. Let me tell you a little story. About me, guys. I used to be a Montgomery County police officer in Maryland. That's Montgomery County Police in Maryland. One of the saddest things I've ever had to do was arrest a woman for, I guess it was for, it might have been, I can't remember if it was child abuse or just a felony assault. But it might have been both of those things. The woman, I had to go to the house. I arrested her. She stabbed her son. She had two teenage sons, single mother. And the single mother was at wit's end and she couldn't take it anymore. Her sons, who were physically larger than her at the time, physically larger, they just blew her off. They didn't pay attention to her and wouldn't listen to her. So she was at wit's end and she stabbed one of them. Now you're looking like, damn, that's messed up and everything else. But the young man's wound was a scratch. It was a scratch. It was nothing that a Band-Aid couldn't fix. And he had got stabbed by a knife. But under the law, under the circumstances, I had to arrest her. And I felt terrible about it. And I knew if there was a man in the house, then that would have happened. It never would have happened. And I want to stop that. I want to stop a situation like that from happening. Maybe I'll affect one person. If I affect one person, that's enough. But I also, if something happens to me, what I also want to say, if something happens to me and I have to die, I die tomorrow, or maybe a little bit down the line before my sons are too old, I want them to reference something. I want to be on record on how I feel and how I think a man should treat himself, how he should conduct himself. And as I talked about it and I'm going to do it in a sense of clothing and everything else, how to dress like a man, and what a man, or how a man dresses himself. Yes, unknown. Yes, absolutely. There's some jobs that men do that women aren't fighting to do. They're not fighting to do. I work in security and law enforcement. I've always done it, and we haven't had many women. But you also come across other jobs, other dirty jobs, and one of the things that I have to deal with where I work, we have a porta potty guy who sucks out the shit. There's no woman doing that job. I have trash a trash collector, drives a trash truck. There's no women. We haven't had a woman come in there yet. And they're not going to do that job. And they look down on those guys who do those jobs. Yeah, she might have killed him. She might have later killed him on accident because she was at her wit's end. And it's unfortunate. It's so unfortunate. It's like that. Also, whenever I had to come and respond to a home dealing with a child being the problem, it was always a single parent. 100% of the time, it was a single parent. And so, what I want to do, I want to give people an idea of how I am able to navigate this. I came out with the video, and I don't know if you guys missed it because you didn't want to watch it, but I have a video right now, and I made a part 2 of Man's Guide to Buying Flowers. And I go into the biology of what buying these flowers actually does, or the psychology of what it does to a woman when you buy her flowers by doing in this technique that I talked about in the video. I have 2 of them. Check out both of those videos. It will take you pretty far, or recommend it to somebody. It will take you pretty far, and it works. It absolutely works. And even if the guy says, "Oh well, my lady doesn't like the flowers," watch the video and see what I'm talking about, and then you'll see. Okay, well, they got a couple of them. And if I can give any advice to a guy, if you got a woman that's willing to clean a porta potty, you probably got a good one. Yeah, and the funny thing is we're missing femininity because YouTube's not going to like this subject matter, but the trans people in sports, like, it's people have lost their damn minds, and they don't get that it's actually dangerous. Women can get hurt playing sports with men, and they also don't get these men are just cheating. They're just cheating. Another personal story: I ran track in high school. I was not very good as track goes. I was good enough to be on a team. I was good enough to be on one of the relay teams. I ran the 400 meter and 800 meter, and also did hurdles. The time I ran in high school are times that top tier, and I wasn't good, top tier college girls run. And top tier college girls run Olympic times. I ran 400. My best time was a 50 point. My usual was around 53. I remember watching a race at the Penn Relays, and a girl in my region. She was one of the best in the whole. She's one of the best in the country, not in the region. She was best in the country. She ran a 53, and the crowd went nuts. She got a full scholarship to Texas University, not some offshoot, not just a scholarship, but that Texas University at that time was one of the top universities, still is top universities for track and field for women. And that's what she got. She got a full ride to Texas University for running a middling boys' time. And so what happens if a boy runs a middling boys' time against girls? And I think if we don't adjust something real quickly, if somebody doesn't step up, and try to do something in different angles. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it at a different angle, especially with the clothing and everything else. If we could start a movement of dressing nicer, that will force us to recognize and see and be men. Because one of my things is women don't like to be underdressed. No matter how much we try to change and think we've changed and everything else, women don't like to be underdressed. So if you're dressed nice, your woman's going to dress nice. So that would force her to dress nice. And what happens when a woman dresses nice? She dresses more feminine. When a man dresses nice, the difference between a man and a woman gets very, very stark. It gets very stark. You can't the way a woman dresses and the way a man dresses, if you're dressed down, gets closer and closer together to the point where they could probably wear each other's clothes. It's going to look a little different because a woman's frame is different than a man's frame, but the clothes. So we men have to take the the reins. That's what we've been doing. That's what we did before. And if nobody else is going to do it, I'm gonna try to do it. At least I'm gonna try. I'm gonna at least try. And if anybody else wants to come with me, please come with me. Again, to add to it again, if you look in the chat, I put in a link to my other channel. It's called Uncle Walhingford. If you go and look up Uncle Walhingford, you'll find me there. And that's where I'm going to be doing my videos. I am not going to do any more videos here on this channel anymore. I won't be doing any more cigar videos. This is my last cigar video with the Paul Gamarian 20th Anniversary Symphony alongside of the Glenn Levitt 18 year. That's what I have, and that's what I'm working with, and this is the last time. And if we adjust that one thing, dressing nice, it might force us to adjust a whole lot of other things. And in the grand scheme of it is address family, address the getting married, staying married, bringing up kids that are happy. Kids today are not happy. They're wrecked already. Already, me and my wife always joke that our kids will have to be the president just because out of default, due to default, because the kids are just so messed up. That's just a joke we would make all the time. And for all you in here, thanks for joining me. Thanks for joining me this last time. I will be doing possibly live videos on Uncle Walhingford. I'm not sure when. Countryman, you joined late. What about the whiskey videos? I don't know. I don't think about the whiskey videos either. Because I can't help but do a cigar video. I like doing the whiskey videos. We'll see. We'll see how the shadow ban, if it still is on Uncle Me, period. If it's bled into my other channel, Uncle Wallingford, if it bled into that, then I don't know. I don't know what I'll do, but not right away. I won't do the whiskey videos right away. I may have it in the live video, but I'm not. I definitely can't make any promises. And guys, understand this. I love doing the videos. I truly enjoy doing the videos. It is so much fun doing these videos for you guys. I truly, truly enjoy it. It bothers me that I am not being, I'm not being allowed for more people to watch these videos. Now, there's also, like, for some of you watching, like, well, there's a couple of people that are popular. There's a lot of people who aren't. And I know that's what it is. And those people who are popular, I know from my experience on YouTube, they're paying YouTube because you can pay YouTube like advertising, and you like Cigars Daily. I don't know this. Please don't think Cigars Daily. I talk to Cigars Daily. I know this for sure, but I have a very strong feeling Cigars Daily pays YouTube. That's why their videos are so easily searched and come up if you're into cigars. Because I did it. Because there's different ways you can do it. You can pay outside groups outside of Google to give you fake views and fake subscribers and fake likes. You can also pay YouTube to do what they call a campaign to put your videos out ahead of other people. And I am pretty sure that's what other people have done that are more popular than me, that have less subscribers or have so many subscribers. And yes, unknown, it's a serious, serious problem. And the sad reality is a lot of people who are the forefront of making this stuff known, like Fresh and Fit. Perfect example, Fresh and Fit. My biggest issue with Fresh and Fit, they'll never have a happily married man on there. Now, they did have Rollo Tomasi on there, but Rollo never talked about being married. He's married, but he never talked about being married. He never put being married in a positive light. And that's the problem too. People need to see what it looks like when a person actually enjoys being with another person. And you know what happens when people are happily married? They make happy people. They make happy kids. They make happy adults. They make people who don't want to do bad things to schools. I'm not going to say those words on here because I'm pretty sure they don't want to hear that. But people who do bad things at schools, is a connection. How many of those people just watched their son score a touchdown? How many people watch who do those things have a great relationship with the opposite sex? How many of those people just came back from a great vacation with their family? Zero. Zero. Those people are hurting because they can't understand why society is treating them this way, because society is not meant to be that way, the way they are. Oh yeah, that's why I can't have the cigars. I can't have the cigars in there. They don't like it because they've been sold. They've been sold. They've been bought and sold because they don't understand that a cigar is completely different than a cigarette. They can't wrap their head around how cigars and cigarettes are nothing alike. The demographic is quite different. Quite different. Thank you, Frank. Thank you for subscribing. Big guy, thanks for coming. If you haven't seen it, this course is definitely going to change. Uh, it's just going to make a small change, but like the cigars and the whiskey and Charles Wallingford channel, no, it's over. It's over. This is the last video that's going to be on Charles Wallingford. This right here. So you're making history. When I become the next somebody, you'd be like, I remember I watched his last video. But yeah, that's it. Other than that, guys, I hope you had a good weekend. Happy Easter for those of you who celebrate Easter. If you don't celebrate Easter, I mean, I hope you had a good weekend. What's beside it? Hope you had a good weekend. I had a great weekend. Only thing missing, I didn't get to see my son. One of my sons play soccer. He plays soccer, and I'm his biggest fan. That's my favorite soccer player. That's again, I'm happily married with some great kids, and that's the most important thing to me. I like doing these videos with you guys, but they can't compare to you to YouTube. And that's how it should be. And that's the sad part. We have people so dependent on their phones, so dependent on TikTok, and so dependent on not so much Facebook, but Instagram and things like that. So many distractors. One of the things I make sure I do with my family, and why my sons are as balanced as they should be. We're probably less balanced as kids from other times, but we have family movie night, and we eat dinner together. Before I sat down, we all sat down and had dinner together. Had a great dinner, great steak dinner. We eat meat in my household. No vegans here. All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get close to shutting this down, as I have to go to work in the morning, and my day starts at 5, so that means I'm up at 3:30. So I'm going to go ahead and get it shut down. And I enjoyed making this video for you. And if you're watching the replay, thanks for watching this video. And I hope you come over to Uncle Wallingford. And if you don't, it's okay. I understand. And if you can, get the word out before you leave. If you're there, if you haven't done it already, hit the like button on the live. Hit the like button on the replay. And I enjoy doing this for you guys. It's bittersweet. I had a good time making these videos for you guys and with you guys. Uh, again, this is not over, but for Charles Wallingford, it's over. And again, if most people have Facebook, but you're not really on it, go on to Facebook, friend request me. I'll pretty much take in anybody. And I have a couple videos left because I shot them already. I have a couple videos left with the cigars and stuff. And maybe I'll just do cigar videos there on Facebook. I'll be uploading them onto Facebook. You can watch them there. And I'll be pulling my videos on Uncle Wallingford and putting them on Facebook. And that's the way you'll see Charles Wallingford, you'll see my cigar and Distill Aged Spirit whiskey videos there too. All right, guys, again, thanks so much for being here with me, for me, and everything else. I'll see you on Charles Wallingford or Facebook.